Wait a minute. Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Looks like
Looks
we
like
are
we are
live and
live and
direct.
direct.
What up, what up, what up,
What
what
up,
up,
what up, what
y'all?
up, what up,
Thank you
y'all?
for
Thank you
coming
for
through.
coming
Thank you for
through. Thank you for
watching.
watching.
Dusty
Dusty
Boaz Henry
Boaz
here.
Henry here.
Boaz standing for
Boaz
the
standing for
believer in
the
of the
believer
Alpha and
of
the
the Alpha and the
Omega. Z
Omega. Z
representing the
representing the
Omega.
Omega.
Henry standing
Henry
for
standing for
high earning,
high earning,
not
not
rich
rich
yet.
yet.
But I'm
But I'm
still
still
dusty. You see what I'm
dusty.
talking
You see
about?
what I'm talking about?
Still dusty
Still
over
dusty
here.
over here.
We got
We got
superstars in the
superstars in
house.
the house.
Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen,
you,
for joining
gentlemen, for
tonight.
joining
We
tonight.
got
We got
Dr. Dre
Dr.
over here,
Dre over here,
1911.
1911.
Creeping back on
Creeping
these
back on these
mean streets.
mean streets.
And we
And
got
we
the
got the
Reverend and
Reverend and
Doctor
Doctor
Mr.
Mr.
Kelly
Kelly
H
H
showing up on the
showing up on the
scene. Thank you for
scene.
coming
Thank you for
through.
coming through.
Young, rich and
Young, rich
famous.
and
We got
famous. We
you.
got you.
appreciate you for having me, bro.
Nah,
Nice to meet
Nah,
you
I
over there,
appreciate
man.
y'all.
yeah, I
I
appreciate y'all for
appreciate y'all
coming.
for
So we're
coming.
gonna
So
do a
we're
little
gonna do a
live
little live
reaction.
reaction.
So,
So,
Sound mic check, just real quick. You can hear me okay, right?
oh, you want to
you
come
want to
in
Yes,
on the
come in
sir.
live
on the
video
live
and do a
video and
sound
do
and
a
mic
sound and
check.
mic check.
And
And
last but not
last but not
least,
least,
we got
we got
superstar
superstar
KD in the
KD in the
house.
house.
Without the
Without the
camera, sir, you
camera,
coming
sir,
on the
you coming
camera?
on the camera?
Oh shit. Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Can't see you,
Can't see you,
but we can
but
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
There we
There
go.
we
There we
go.
go.
There we
There
go.
we go.
All right.
So we
So
got
we got
superstar
superstar
KD, the
KD, the
doctor on the
doctor
mean
on the mean
streets,
streets,
creeping up
creeping
back
up
on these
back on these
streets,
streets,
and
and
Reverend
Reverend
Dr. Kelly.
Dr. Kelly.
So what we
So what
have
we
going
have
on here
going on here
tonight,
tonight,
gentlemen, thank you
gentlemen,
again
thank
for
you again for
joining,
joining,
is
is
we
we
have
have
a
a
ladies
ladies
only
only
establishment.
establishment.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
We got
We
the
got the
ladies that
ladies that
said, you
said,
know what?
you know what?
I'm tired of being
Tired of being
stared at in
stared
the
at in the
club.
club.
I'm tired of being
Tired of being
hollered at in the
hollered at in the
club.
club.
I want to
I
be
want to
able to
be able
twerk
to
on my
twerk on my
girlfriends
girlfriends
and,
and
share the
share the
love,
love,
and not be
and not be
harassed by any
harassed by
means.
any means.
So they
So
opened
they
up a
opened up
ladies
a
only
ladies
club.
only club.
So let's
So
jump
let's
into
jump
that.
into that.
Here's the
Here's the
TikTok
TikTok
video.
video.
Let me get
Let
that
me get that
rewound here.
rewound here.
A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a fucking look, buddy.
It's kind of
It's
low,
kind of
huh?
low, huh?
A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a fucking look, buddy. Not one bottle in sight. Just a bunch of girls sitting around on their phone, all looking at each other to pay for everything. Because you know who pays for the fucking bottles? Us. Doesn't make any sense, man. No respect out here. They don't appreciate what we do.
So
So
Aaron, there's a
there's
quick
a quick
video, y'all.
video, y'all.
That's what we
That's what we
discussing
discussing
tonight.
tonight.
Ladies
Ladies
opening up
opening
their
up
own
their own
club,
club,
and when they
and when
get
they
their
get their
peace and
peace and
solace
solace
away
away
from
from
the
the
young
young
men,
men,
they
they
all sit
all sit
around on
around
their
on their
phones,
phones,
looking
looking
as they're
as they're
looking.
looking.
Dr.
Dr.
Reverend
Reverend
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah, I'm picking
I'm
on you
picking on you
first. Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah. What you say,
What you say,
Mr.
Mr.
Consistent?
Consistent?
What you got
What
for
you
this
got for this
subject, brother?
subject, brother?
Lay it on
Lay it
us.
on us.
First of all, that dude, he seemed a little frustrated. So I don't know. Looks like some things going on in his life that that's out of his control. So I don't know about his little reaction there. It looked like he was having a little fit. uh, but what's funny about that phenomenon. Um, I actually have friends and I know women who have mentioned that to me, like where they have issues when they go out to these nightclubs and sometimes they just don't want to be bothered. And I didn't know about this. It's the first time I've ever heard of this female only club, but I do know women that will go to gay clubs just to not be harassed. So I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay.
Dr. Dre, what you got on this one?
on this one?
I mean, same thing, honestly. Like, they do that anyway if they don't want to be bothered. And now the way that society is socially, it's all centered around social media. So it's like you go out to a place to be live only to be virtual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My bigger question is, how does a place like that sustain itself? And it's not basically I guess a lesbian bar or club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like financially, how does it work?
Well, that's a good point because in the male and female clubs, generally the ladies get in for free and they double stain the brothers. They double stain the brothers. Like, you know, if it was regular $10, or if it was regular $10 to get in, they say the ladies get in for free, and then they charge the brothers $20 to get in. So bring up a good point. How do they maintain business if they not charging? Are they charging? Do they have a ladies' night in the ladies only club?
Or fellas night.
Right.
Superstar KD, did you happen to happenstance on the video? Did you see the video?
I saw the video. I missed everything that happened after the video.
Okay. Well, what's your comment on the video?
Oh, well. So, so what was the point of the video? That, I'm sorry, catch me up, man.
Okay, let's watch it again. It ain't that long. It ain't that big of a deal. You didn't come for the sound of the mic check. It's all good, bro. Let's watch it again. Let's see what we got.
A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a fucking look, buddy. Not one bottle in sight. Just a bunch of girls sitting around on their phone, all looking at each other to pay for everything. Because you know who pays for the fucking bottles? Us. Doesn't make any sense, man. No respect out here. They don't appreciate what we do.
So there you go. Now, what you got?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, that makes sense to me. Yeah, we're usually the ones out spending money. You know, we trying to impress. We trying to, you know, make them all come to us and stuff. We're trying to attract with what we can bring to the table. So usually, I guess that's a bottle. And women are used to being catered to, so they're trying to get. Yeah, I can understand that. What surprises me is that there ain't no, you know, butchy women in there paying for the bottles. Because it could be an all women's thing, but you can bring some other women in there to pay for the bottles, so everybody can have something to drink. So.
You talking about them schmeeing?
The schmin, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So again, they wanted this ladies only club, and what was the expectations? I guess I'm having a hard time, and you know, the ladies didn't show up tonight. A lot of the times, the ladies get dressed up for the attention. A lot of times, they're in competition with themselves. You know, I need to have on a shorter, tighter, better looking dress than Bonquisha and Sharkeisha. So they do all of this. They clearly got dressed up according to the picture. They go to the club to get on their phones. It's kind of like the doctor said. I think it was said very eloquently. They go out to be live in a virtual world. So it's more important to be a representation in this virtual world where people may not ever get to see and or meet you than to actually live and be in the moment while they're there.
Well, yeah, because they say, why be in the world when I can be virtually in the world?
Reverend Kelly?
Hmm? That's a whole nother conversation about that, man.
No, this is the same conversation.
That's the sign of the times, man. You know, if you
Mm-hmm.
if you look at a demographic of people who had phones in their hands since they were like 5 years old, it's like an appendage at this point. um, and so I for instance, I came up a long time ago, probably this person on this call. So by the time cell phones, mobile devices came about, I was a fully functioning adult and knew how to operate without one. But you get someone that was born after year 98, that's a different scenario. They don't even know how to exist in the real world and have social, meaningful social interaction with people. They just didn't grow up that way.
So that leads into the segue.
It carries on into adulthood.
Okay. So where is the delusion? Maybe that's the better question. Is the delusion in the desire to be amongst like-minded females so that they won't get male attention? Or is the delusion that because we don't need male attention, being amongst like-minded females is the place to be, so I could go over here, dress up, sit down at the club, and play on my phone? Is that the goal? Which way is the coin going? You tell me. Help me out.
Is that for me?
Whoever want to step up.
Man, I mean, it is what it is, right? People are on their phone all the time. COVID exacerbated that. But it can't be blamed on COVID because it was going that way. Like the last time I went to the club or a club prior to COVID, people were already like IG live and all that, right?
Okay.
There was no interaction like that, Now it seems to be the same. I don't think it's gotten completely worse, but it's bastardized the whole interaction piece altogether. I feel like when I've gone to certain places, happy hours or whatever now, people are interacting more, but it's like stunted growth. You know what I'm saying? It almost feels like COVID was a reset, and what I'm seeing is Cro-Magnon levels of interaction. So, like there's no decorum. It's almost like Planet of the Apes type stuff, and I'm not talking trying to be derogatory or defamatory, but like we went forward so far, an event happened, and we've reset, and we're trying to re-evolve.
I like that.
So literally like the storyline to Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it is. It really is like that.
In my opinion, I think there's two things at play here. I think one is the world has become more and more superficial. So they try to put all, social media is basically the point of it is to show all your highlights, the highlights in your life. So I think what they're trying to do is kind of superficially create highlights that they can then share out to people who probably don't care. I mean, let's admit, like, unless you got like a ton of followers and people that care about you, and when I say care, I use that term loosely, because you can't really care about somebody you don't know, but they care that other people care, So they try to post all this stuff to get attention that they, I guess, otherwise aren't getting. I don't know. But
Right.
the other part of that is there has been like a, and I hate to go here. I hate to go here. It's
Go
been
ahead
like
and
a
go, brother. Go ahead and go.
It's been like a systemic demonization of men. So I think women feel like if you eliminate men out of a scenario, then they can still have the same amount of fun. But as we found, like with sports and everything else, like it's more fun when men are involved. You know, it's more entertaining when men are involved. We're funner to watch. We're more fun to be around. You know, like so. You know, ain't nobody. You know, people go to women's NBA games, and they can be fun, I'm sure. But I want to go to see somebody dunk the basketball. You know, like we can go to a lingerie football league game, and I've been to one, and they're very entertaining. But it ain't the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and you know, all these movies that are coming out with women in them, and they're trying to like kind of boost them up, right? You know, trying to make them, empower them, which is fine. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be empowered, but they don't have to do the same thing that men do to be empowered. Like, do your own thing, and then if people are your own kind, other women are going to come support you. Then maybe you're doing something right. But when you're trying to emulate men, then I think they're missing the point. So, like I said, I think they're just trying to kind of eliminate men out of the equation and still have a good time, and it don't look like they're having any fun when they're doing it. It's over exaggerated.
So same question, different tone. Who are they going live for? They're not going live for the men?
No,
I think they're going live for them.
I think they're going live for everybody.
For everybody.
No, they're going live. People, you think about where we gotten with social media. You was just mentioning it there that they're doing it for the highlights. They're doing it for the likes. They're doing it for the dopamine hits to get people to look at their thing and see that they did something they can show someone. And
right.
I don't think that's exclusive to women, by the way, but that's what they're doing.
I do it all the time, but I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I can admit to it.
They're getting the feel good hits that don't last because obviously it's in the moment. It didn't really mean anything because if that situation is really a reflection of what was going on in that club, then they weren't having a good time. They were just there to make those little clips and share them and didn't see who looked at it.
Okay. Same subject. Let's just take a small little rabbit hole path and bring it back. Would you make equivalent the women that went to this all ladies night and sitting around on their phone? Are these the same women that's going to the gyms with the skimpy clothing on to set up and record their videos, and then whenever another man or someone is in the gym looking at them, and they're like creeping me out, they're being stalkers because they're looking at me while I'm recording my live Instagram workout video. Because here's what I'm going to say. When I went to the gym recently, I saw the same female, good-looking female, but she had changed her outfit like 5-6 different times in 20-30 minutes. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? But someone else told me that, she does her Instagram and she makes it out as if she's going to the gym every day. And she changes up the outfits and posts them through the week.
And that's why she probably gets upset if somebody gets into the frame. It's like, oh, that dude must be Dusty Boaz. He's wearing the same clothes every day of the week.
Dusty Boaz don't even want to be on his own Instagram. Let's talk about somebody else's Instagram. I got too many people after me. But
you let her get found out.
But it's the same question though. Are they the same females? Because clearly what they are wanting to do and what's actually happening in reality aren't aligning with one another.
Well, it might be a bit disingenuous to say that because in that scenario, they're getting at that point they're getting monetized, or they're hoping to. So there's a financial component behind like the fitness chicks being in the gym doing all that. So I don't think we can equate the two. Now, how they're getting monetized, you got some that just have the views, right? They're good at what they do with it. It's a 9-to-5 job, basically, right? Because having danced with my little version of YouTube, and then just being on the sound check and seeing the work that you putting in, it's still work. Now you multiply that by a factor of 10 or 7 or whatever, how much they got to do it. Then you got others that do it to get paid by whatever men are going to send them stuff, or get shows and be like big shows, Cinderella type stuff. So I can't take a hard, right. So I have more of a harder stance on the women that go IG live in the club and are antisocial versus that. You know what I'm saying?
Reverend Kelly?
A question popped in my head about that.
Go ahead.
So who's being deceived in this situation? Is she deceiving herself? Is she deceiving herself, saying she works out 5 days a week and making herself believe that? Or is she deceiving the people who are looking at her feed thinking that? Or is everybody being deceived in this situation?
I think everybody's being deceived.
I feel like
how is that real?
I feel like, to Dre's point, like she could be getting monetized, right? So, some of these women, they got like they can have like a sponsorship. They can have a clothing line, and they're like wearing different clothes to promote the clothing line that was sent to them or something like that. So I mean, there could be other reasons behind that.
So let me throw something into the equation. The reason why I'm still 10 toes down and everybody's being deceived. Because I don't know if you all recently read the article by Vanity Fair where they admitted that they were selling women lies, and that was one of the reasons that they were shuttering their doors because they didn't have the writers that would sell like dishwashing detergent, soap detergent. Oh, you need your house to smell like potpourri. All the commercials that they have on, on NBC, ABC, the Prime networks during the time where the daytime female shows come on. The commercials are totally different from what you and I see when we're watching, say, like a football or a basketball game, right? And so that later on, that rolled out of what was created and manipulated together from Vanity Fair that, oh, you're a woman, you need to think this way, and you have to have these things in order to achieve happiness. Now I think we're just seeing the next evolved level of that deceit of what it takes for these women to be happy, and they're getting these dopamine hits in the hopes and or fantasies of being monetized.
Question. I haven't watched daytime television in a while. Are you saying that there's no more Calgon Take Me Away commercials? Is that what you just said? That's what I got from that.
What I'm saying is, and I think that's a fair question. What I'm saying is, according to the Vanity Fair article, they spawned a mentality and or created a demand for a list of products, a list of lifestyle, or things that make up a lifestyle, and dreams and fantasies to a generation of women who sold these dreams and fantasies to their daughters, their nieces, their aunts, and their little cousins. And now those fantasies, formed into these cowgirl commercials that you're talking about, that you're familiar with. Those fantasies are now evolved into, let me go into the gym with the skimpiest clothes that I have in the hopes of grabbing the fantasy, the Russell Simmons fantasy, the future fantasy.
So the culture's being influenced by the by what's being put in their face all the time. And so this is where the focus is, and this is what people are doing, and double, triple, and quadrupling down on it.
And how often do you see women head down in their phone, not even looking where they're going, because whatever has their attention? Yeah. Mister. With no camera. I saw you came off of mute. What you got? Uh-oh, he can't find the mute button. Mister, you out there?
Yes, sir.
What you got?
I was silent.
I understood that. What do you have, sir?
I'm gonna let y'all talk right now.
Well,
be in a minute.
Well, here's the ultimate bottom line. I'm still at the same point. At the point where the delusion has been sold that being in the all-ladies club is more beneficial and more livelier or entertaining than being in the club with heterosexual males that may give them the attention and buy them the bottles that they need. Where's the deceit here? Is the deceit internal that they done sold themselves this dream? Or is it? Go ahead.
No, I just love the bottles that they need.
Well, I didn't see any dancing going on. I like the young man that was all overly aggravated said. There was not a single drink in sight, and we got to assume that one of them ladies in there has dabbled on the other side, so they can buy the other cute girl that had on the too short, too cute, better than Boquisha and Sharkeisha dress on. They couldn't buy her a drink. She wasn't dressed up enough to get a drink.
I'm gonna need that guy to post more footage from that club. I can't believe that was the only thing going on that night. Was that at 9 p.m. or was that at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Does it matter?
I mean, regardless of the time.
Yeah,
there was there was enough people in there for them to be doing something other than sitting down. But it didn't look like there was a dance floor in there either, from what I was seeing. So it looked like a different. Maybe they just showed one section of the club.
I don't know. I've never seen it. It was well lit, so it's like, what club looks like that? Looked more like a social event than a club.
So have you all seen the what's that picture where all the single black women showed up to a singles meet at their church and not a single dude showed up? Did y'all ever see that picture?
No.
Let me see. Let me see if it'll come up.
I got a comment about that, but go ahead and pull the video up. And it's not the most flattering comment from my side. I'll just say this. In my younger days,
Oh,
I
here it
noticed
is.
that
It is a video. Go ahead. In your younger days, go ahead.
I noticed there was a distinct lack of single men at church. So after church was over, I'd go over to the church bookstore to go meet women. Because I don't want any other single brothers in there.
Watering hole.
Yes, it was. And I hate to admit that, but that's what I did. I was in my 20s. Come on, guys, give me a break.
Let's see. I found the link. Now I need to get the link on the. See if I can get it over here where we can see it. How do I get Where's our chat? Where's our chat room? Okay, we don't have a chat room, so let me send it a different way. All right, here we go. No, that's not it. This one. It's a good segue too. Oh no, we don't need all of that. Nice young looking black chick.
Showed up.
We got the sound.
Went to a singles mixer. And only women showed up. Yeah, so there you got it. Let's watch it one more time. Went to a singles mixer. And only women showed up.
Oh, Pope thing moving on chair. Hey, you know, a lot of sisters wouldn't look bad up in there, you know.
Went to a singles mixer. And
wait,
only women showed up.
Let me see if I can end it. See if I can put it on. Y'all forgive the struggle. Y'all forgive the struggle.
Using that Mac, man.
Went to a singles mixer. And only women showed up.
It's got its own set. There you go.
Go back a page, something. Close the page out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Close the page out. There you go. So same thing. Same attempt. Women showing up to places. They already outnumber us. We not showing up. And I'm still trying to figure out where the delusion is.
Well, they already outnumber us.
Yep. They outnumber us, and oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna add more onto it. More sauce. They outnumber us significantly.
Mm-hmm. And she looks to be a little bit younger, so in that age bracket, not only do they outnumber us, but the guys in that age bracket are not like I would say achieving at the same levels that we were to be even out like that.
Right.
So I don't know if when I was in my 20s and those type of things happened, the guys were out. You know, we had money too to be out like that. I don't know about these young cats.
I disagree.
I would say you probably get older men there anyway, trying to pick up on the younger women.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because I mean, the younger men may not be able to afford to be there or whatever. Like it's different time. Like we kind of come into our groove a little bit later these days. You know, where we can kind of go out and socialize and do all that. But
I disagree with that part.
So when you say disagree, what age brackets are you talking about? Because if I look at guys in their mid-20s now, they're not where we were when I was in my mid-20s. Not even close.
I think where the guys are in their mid-20s now is where I was in my mid-20s, because as KD already said, as men, we don't really get into our groove and or well established until later on in life. Not that the sisters are necessarily coming up. Well, they are coming up that much faster, because if you're working in corporate America, they count what, 3 times? Black, female, and what's the other one? They count 3 times, and as in corporate America. In America, just in general, the African American male is seen as a threat. So giving us a job that's a little bit better than stocking groceries or stocking shelves at Walmart is going to be a little bit of a stretch, unless you done put in the time and or the dedication with either military experience or long years in college. And even with those long years in college, as men, we are expected to be out of the house pretty much when we turn 18. But the sister can stay in the house with their mama and daddy until they 35. 35, 40 years old.
There's a lot of reason why there weren't any men there. I think we don't agree on that.
Just because they out there don't mean that they making more money than us either. They just trying to get somebody that they could be trying to get somebody that makes more money than them.
That part I agree with.
Yeah.
Mister. Well, ain't got no time for what, Mister? Go ahead and speak on it.
Ain't nobody got time for all that playing games like that. Going to a mixer, man, for real? Man, who does that? Do you do that?
I never get in it. They don't want my dusty self up in there.
Raise your hand if you would go to a mixer. Okay. That's why no men. That's why no men are there.
Mixer. I don't go to mixers.
Nobody going to that.
I'm not gonna sit here and
you're gonna go into a mixer with a woman. You're gonna try to talk to a woman at a table with 5 other females that she know. Now you gotta deal with 5 different attitudes and 5 different other type of people you gotta impress just to get to the one. That's corny, man. I ain't doing it.
The mixer.
I ain't doing that unless I can take all 5 of them home.
A mixer.
Mixers come from social sites. That's where they get advertised, and the women see these things and go to them. So, like the men, I guess we could go to them, right? Like if an equal number of men went to a mixer as the women, but since we're not getting that, we don't get that feed. Like they get that feed.
Does anybody remember Indie Mix?
Yeah, it's still around. It's still around.
It's still around, but who cares? I mean, but when it first started,
he said, "Who cares?"
We know those cats very well, don't we, Doc?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we.
That's how you knew where to go, and where the parties were, because there was no social media, so you had to go to those. They were the first one. They were the vanguards of that industry.
I'm still on the text message list from all them years ago. I still receive daily texts from them. I probably got one in my phone right now.
Telling you to come to a mixer.
Mr. told us that real men don't go to mixers. That's what Mr. just said.
For what?
To pick up women. To pick up women.
Man, you can't get no woman at the gas station. At the grocery store.
They only want you they only want you to approach them while they got on their skimpy outfits at the gym. That's the only time you're supposed to approach them. No.
So you can buy. You're gonna buy a whole table drinks just so you can impress one. Man, I ain't doing that. That's corny.
Well, what's the solution then? What's we go wrap this one up. What's the solution then? If they can't have their own clubs and have a good time without the drinks and the bottles, and they can't go to the mixers and have a good time because the dudes don't show up. It seems like to me that they truly desire our presence there, but they do not have the ability and or the accountability to backtrack all of this strong, independent, I don't need no man mantra that they've been spewing for the past 20 years. Katie, you got the floor. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why I think that a women's only club would even exist. So, anybody only clubs isn't anywhere anybody wants to go. Like, no man is gonna go to a men's only club. Like, if we're gonna do something like that, it's gonna be like a sporting event or something like that. And even, like, let's say we're in an intramural league or something like that. We're not gonna go to a club where only men are gonna be there and there ain't nobody to talk to, ain't nobody to holler at. That doesn't even make sense. What women don't understand is that they're not gonna have a good time doing that shit either, unless I'm gonna go over the edge here. They're probably jaded with men, right? So they think, I don't want a man in my life right now. I'm gonna go out with my girls. I'm gonna have a good time. So it's for those women that want to go out, don't want to be bothered by men because they're, like I said, jaded somehow, or have an axe to grind against men, that they can go out with their girls and have a good time. Whoever they showed in that club, they weren't there with their girls to have a good time. They wasn't out there to dance. They wasn't out there to not be bothered. They was out there thinking that they were going to be able to have a good time with no men, but they showed up to the wrong spot because they went out there with the wrong crowd. They didn't have the right mentality.
Reverend Kelly.
Honestly, I'm not going to even sit here and pretend to think on why women would want to do that. I just know that I know people that will do that, including just go to gay clubs just so they're not bothered. So I can't speak to the reasons why they don't want to be bothered in these scenarios, but I do know it's a thing. And as far as that club picture goes, I feel like that was staged, and I need to see more. I really do, because that was a single frame, and that's not a whole story.
Well, what about the singles mixer one? If you figure that the club thing was staged, what about the singles mixer?
Oh, no, that's a real thing right there. We know a lot of reasons why guys won't be there. Money. There's probably a bunch of other places. There's not a lot of us that would be able to go and hang out and spend that kind of money. And so, yeah, it's a numbers game at the point. It's a numbers game.
Doctor?
Well, it's a couple things. I agree with you, Rev. I know people too that will go, women that will go to a gay club just because they don't want to be bothered. Women do move differently than men. I know well-adjusted, healthy social life women that do just want to go to a club to socialize with their girls, but not have the precedence of getting picked up, a hollered at, a screwing, or whatever, right? So it happens. I think that picture and the TikTok video leaves a lot on the table that we don't see. So I think it was staged. With regards to the mixer, I agree with Mister, because I know I've been to a party like in college where it was all women, and when me and the homies got there, it was just like us 5 dudes, and we're talking about like 150 women because they got shuttle bus to it, right? It's not a good look. It's all of that. It's as ridiculous as it sounds. Um, and like, what are you gonna do? You gonna go holler once, so the rest of the 149 can see if she chooses you, and when she shoots you down, you now what? A meme? You know, like we got more self respect than that, bro. I'm not going to no mixer either.
So we go, Mister. We gonna do one more round table because I got to follow up with what the doctor said. Mister, you got the floor. I'm gonna follow up. Close it out.
That's tough, man. You never know what the reasoning is behind all those females at that place by themselves. I just, some of them may have just come to support their girl so they won't be by themselves. But then, you know, in 2023, you have females have more options. With the internet, they go live on TikTok, they go live on Big O, they go live on Instagram, they go live on YouTube. So they have a following of people. So they shouldn't even, it should have been way more dudes in there. None of them invited the dudes. So evidently they wanted to be by themselves.
Well, yeah, it was a women's
I don't
only.
know, man. That's just crazy. It's crazy to try to think about it. I can't even fathom 3 of 75 females by themselves at a mixer. Really? Y'all knew what it was? Like, who did the inviting? Like, that don't make no sense. But me, I wouldn't have gone anyway because I ain't the type just gonna buy a whole table some drinks just to impress one person. Like I said earlier, I ain't got time for all that. I want that one. I'm gonna tell her to come over here right quick. And she ain't gonna go because she gonna show out in front of her own girl.
So what advice would you give the ladies that show up to the little club that they ain't getting no drinks? There's too much light in there, and even the butch girls ain't hitting on them. And the same advice to the mixer chicks. What advice, if you all were single today, would you tell these women to move forward with? Go. Reverend,
I ain't giving them no game. The game is to be sold and not to be told. You trying to get in the cheat code.
Well, I will accept that, mister, because one of the things that I would like to achieve is to bring us together. Everything better together. Tight. That's a whole movie.
I got two different things.
Sit back, relax. Everybody ain't no jerk.
Two different things. I think the women at the women's only club, they knew what they were getting themselves into, and that's where they wanted to be. That's what they wanted. So if they went there to be around women and have a good time with their girls and everything else that we just talked about, they went there for that purpose. I don't think they're trying to get a man. Obviously, they didn't go there thinking that there would be any men there. So there's nothing to be said to them. The women at the mixer, they just need to pick a different site to figure out where to go, or it was early. It was either early or they need to find another site that's going to set up a mixer where there's going to be a little bit of a mix and mingling crowd. Go to an all-white party or something. There's going to be plenty of people there. Some other kind of party, different kind of mixer. Just go to a different one. Hop around.
Doc, you up? What you got?
I mean, they need to be normal. a lot of women. I mean, in my line of work, I see people all day long, and what I can say, the actual women out there that are looking for somebody, they are coming down to earth. The let's assume that the picture of the women at the all women's club was actually just that. They lost anyway. That's a loss. I mean, that's sector loss, right? The women at the mix are trying to get right, but the mixer ain't right. You see what I'm saying? So there is a softening of the stance. That whole independent woman thing is a fallacy, and most of them realize that. So most of them of mental maturity are abandoning that. They're being independent out of self-sufficiency, but they want a man. They don't want. I meet women all the time that they do not want to be a quote unquote independent woman. The ones that still are like that, they out there single, even though they have numbers. An attractive woman that will get on a man's programming page does not have a problem finding a man.
100% true. Reverend, you closing us out?
Well, I do have one little controversial thing to say to that, because I have had a number of women tell me that they're tired of having to take care of dudes. That's just not. They don't feel like that should be their role. And I hear it a lot. So I don't want to make this conversation.
Wait.
I'm not talking about you guys.
Hold on. Wait.
Let's put that out there.
Slow it down. Let me clarify.
Just being honest.
We have to clarify for the audience.
I'm not talking about the people on this call.
I didn't say you were. I'm just trying to clarify for the audience. Let me clarify for the audience.
But to the people,
now, when you say take care of the men, how? Physically? Monetarily.
Yes.
Oh, so they don't like hypergamy.
No, they from the ones I've heard from, it's not hypergamy. It's like they don't feel like it's their role to be like taking care of everything when someone else isn't doing it or not contributing.
Like what men have been known to traditionally do.
Well, yeah. Obviously. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in gender roles.
Yeah, obviously. We have been known to do that. Yeah. I'm just telling you what I hear. I can't tell you how to read that, but that is a concern. It's never been a concern for me, ever in my life. I've never had anybody have to take care of me. So I'm not even sure who they're talking about. Well,
they with them.
Right. That sounds like the dudes that they picked.
Yeah, they with them. Because for some women, it's, well, yeah, I mean, for some women, a piece of a man is worth more than the whole man, than no man, right? So
I guess for me, as a black man, to hear that type of thing, it makes me wonder, but what can we do better about our situation to make sure that younger brothers aren't in that situation, to have that being said about them?
What is the name of the movement that's going on right now? Is it Wine Sisters and Winos? Is that the name of it?
Wine Sisters and Winos.
The ones where the high earning, VPs, 7-figure women were literally going onto the side of the street picking up men, cleaning them up, shaving them up.
Oh.
Yeah, bathing them, putting them in suits.
Is that another social media trend?
No, it's a thing out there.
Oh,
yeah, it's a real thing.
I don't pay attention to much these days, so I might have missed that one.
Yeah, it's a real thing. So these. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I mean it's a thing. A good friend of mine is a cop, and he can verify.
That's how they got caught. That's how they got caught.
He's seen women picking up homeless dudes
and
clean them up for the doing
everything.
Doing everything, cleaning them up, having them for the weekend or whatever.
Yeah,
letting them ream them out, and then they put them back on the street, and then get right back at it till the next weekend. Like it's a thing.
Yeah, and they even made the paper.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's a new one.
Real thing.
It's I wouldn't believe it if it didn't come from somebody who's seen it. Who's on the front lines of having seen it. Now, I'm not going to say that I believe or he didn't insinuate it was rampant, but it is happening.
It is happening. Yeah, it's not rampant right now, but it is happening. So, as much as they trash on the passport bros for leaving out of the country and finding their own men, they just picking up men literally off the side of the road who've been pissing on them pissing on themselves for the last 2, 3, 10, 15 years. Taking them to the tailor and to the sauna and the spa for the weekend, and like he said, letting them ring them out, and then drop them back off. So, but they don't need a man.
I didn't answer your other question though. What would my advice be for them?
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing until you figure it out, or life figure it out for you, or God put you in a position to do better than what you're doing now. That's it. I can't give them no advice. Eventually, something will happen.
As Mr. Levelly said, the game is to be sold, not to be told. Dusty Boaz Henry here. We got the crew. They showed up. You got Superstar KD. You got Reverend, who will be coach on the next video. Coach Kelly, Doctor, and Mr. Ghost. Boaz standing for the believer of the Alpha and Omega. The Z representing the Omega. Henry standing for high earning, not rich yet. But I'm just trying to hang out with the rich and famous over here and not be Dusty no more. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. Hit that like, hit that comment, subscribe, and join us for the next conversation. Let us know that you're out there. We out for this one, and we'll holla at you. Peace. And that thing popped up right at the wrong